On that.
I'm all nervous.
You ready, babe?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, welcome back to StayWavy. I got a guest on my second podcast ever. You might know him as the face of 42 Media. It is Jackson Whale.
Which button is it? Oh, no, not that one. Pleasure to have me here. I hosted the. I essentially helped. I host the first one.
Help me with my first one.
Yeah. Now back on the invite.
Yeah. So, little recap.
Happy to be here.
Little recap. How you been?
Been good.
Yeah.
The release of your podcast has definitely
Turned heads, I think.
Turned heads. is underselling it massively, but
Yeah.
Been good. We both started at our new job.
Yeah. Moving on up.
Moving on up. We released your podcast
Yesterday morning.
Yeah, yesterday morning, and let's just say it got some good viewing. I was actually going to say to you that it was really weird looking at the Instagram story and who'd viewed it. How many people don't follow 42 Media, but still choose to
view it all.
Yeah, a lot of them your friends. It was the most nasty, spiteful thing ever, but. Oh, well, nonetheless, you're doing something well if you got people like that.
Look, any view or listen is a good one, no matter if they're doing it out of spite or hate or whatever. So
exactly right. You know, as I say, if it gets you views, it makes sense.
That's right. That's right.
How you been?
Good. I've been good. The last 24 hours has been pretty hectic.
Yeah.
No, I think a lot of emotions. You know, like with the release of the podcast and people's reactions and the response. I think a lot of people have responded that I just wouldn't expect to. I think a random selection of people have come out and support. I'd say
you've had a very, sorry to cut you off.
That's right. Yeah.
You've had a very unique group of people messaging you. I'll tell you, a lot of people with guilty consciences.
Yes.
Just a little disclaimer.
Yeah.
That podcast was more of just an introduction.
It was. It wasn't
the
even
avenue we took.
It wasn't, to be honest, so it wasn't even a quarter of the shit that I feel or anything that had happened in the last 4 years. It was just really like an introduction to me and kind of what I'll be talking about on the podcast and stuff. And I think it rustled a few people's feathers, and they came out and decided to message me and in response to it, you know, saying sorry if they may have hurt me, which I respect. That was very nice. But I think they kind of knew that there was. I've cut that part of my life out.
Yes,
heavily.
It was such a. It was very interesting to have a front row seat to all this shit.
Yes, it was,
because that literally when we did that podcast, we just wanted to go into a sort of an avenue of who Raquel was, you know, what we do, what we're going to be doing, and while we're moving away from England, and just dive straight into an avenue. And these people I don't even give two fucks about.
Well, really, there's like. When something consumes your life, which it did, it consumed our life for so long, there's so much to talk about, and, you know, I'm not going to ramble on about that place for ages because I don't think it deserves the exposure, but, I think it was just a disclaimer, it wasn't actually meant to be. It wasn't actually meant to be a dig.
It was so fresh. Within us, you know what I mean?
We actually recorded that about a month ago.
Yeah, we recorded that a month ago, and that was when feelings were probably a bit red hot.
Yeah.
We then, I remember that night, you were like, shit, did we go a little bit too hard? And
I had a bit of anxiety about it, I think.
Well, we only really listened to it back a little bit this morning, didn't we?
Yeah.
And in all honesty, we didn't even know. And, like, the thing is that, like, what's so funny, though, is, like, how cut some people are getting by it.
Oh, incredibly. I think, people are so sensitive to that, and I think a lot of people are on the kind of train of that, you know, like I think you mentioned, you know, 99% of the people like that you were friends with at that place were shit people. Higher. No, well, I think everyone thinks that it's them. Yeah. And it's kind of like, well, you can decide whether you're in that 1% or not. That's up to you. But no, well, if we were friends and we got along, obviously that's not going to be you. But if we've been through a bit of shit, then obviously I've got some underlying feelings there.
What was interesting as well is that the podcast itself was to talk about why the Gold Coast is bad with tall poppy syndrome and that sort of stuff, and we saw it.
We saw it
within 12 hours. Within 12 hours.
12 hours.
It proved everything that we said so right.
Literally.
It was quite a vibe.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to watch how people reacted, and I couldn't believe the reaction you got. I've never ever I've released 51 51 podcasts since starting 42, and I've never ever seen the backlash like that ever. And as I've always said to you, like, people, more so girls, don't want to see you do well.
No,
they don't.
no.
And it was quite sad, really. Like I was, when I was going through the Instagram stories of all the people that are your friends, but not one of your close friends reshared it.
No, I think it was quite. I don't know what word to put with this, but it was quite bizarre knowing that I like, for a close friend, I would share, you know, any post if they're starting a new business or a new venture. I would share the shit out of it.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
because it takes 1 second, and like, you know, I don't ask for people to share it by any means. I want to make it on my own, but as a friend, I think I would go above and beyond for my friend. But a lot of people that I probably thought I was really close with haven't done that, that's completely up to them. But now I know, you know.
Yeah.
But having said that, you know, a few of my best friends have come out and gone, you know, I'm so proud of you.
And a lot of people you wouldn't expect too.
A lot of people I wouldn't expect. A lot of notable mentions. Yeah.
Can I just read you this?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Jordan Carr, who shared this.
That's wild.
And I swiped up to this.
Yeah.
He said, seeing your friends repost Rihanna pregnant 47 times today, but have yet to repost your small business once in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And it's like a meme of Steve Harvey. And I swiped up and I was like, holy shit, this is gold. He's like, for real. And I was like, my missus is experiencing it. Some shit people share but won't share any new endeavours you try to do, go figure. Yeah. He's like, some of your closest don't want you to succeed because they'll get left behind. I said, amen, brother. I want to see you do good, but just not better than them. Yeah. And he said, for real, bro, tell your missus she's killing it.
Ah.
That's from Geordie Cahu.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, because even getting him on the podcast was quite surreal. And the fact that he still, like, keeps, you know, he'll reply to you.
And you're in contact with him. Like, it's wild to me, because these people have, you know, they've got a name for themselves, and a good one, you know, and to have people like that coming out and supporting the podcast and supporting the release of mine that's beyond anything, you know, that I would ever want. And it just trumps all the negativity, to be honest. It just makes me forget about it.
100%. And I think this was something that I was honestly so happy, and it makes me so proud that you did that as well. So credit to you. Yeah. I knew it was going to be something that you'd stress on a little bit. So.
Well, you know what? I think I've learned not everyone is going to like you.
Yeah.
Not everyone in this world is going to like you, and I think, like, that's just proved it, you know, releasing this podcast. But a lot of people have come out. It's been really refreshing to hear, you know, people's different opinions, and they're positive ones too, because it's really, like, I take that. Yeah. When people say they're proud and, you know, like,
it feels good.
Well, I've heard a lot of people say, like, thank God you've said something. Yeah. Like, thank God that you
spoke up about it.
You spoke up about it, and
this probably seems like it's very directed within this.
It does, yeah, it does.
It's
but
not,
in general, you know, like, whatever situation you might be in, like, you might be scared to come out and confront someone or confront your bosses or confront a friend or whatever, and just know that there's probably a lot of other people around you that are feeling the exact same thing but are too scared to say it. A very common trait here on the GC. Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit of a shame, but nonetheless, it was very interesting to see the reaction. It was. Very, very happy for your first release of your first episode. Yeah. Going to do them twice a month. I think every 2 weeks. I think what the plan is with the 42 thing is to do like one of the main podcasts. So have like 3 in a row kind of thing. So do like 42 media releases one, and then 42 sport, and then StayWavy. Okay. So they kind of like channels off the 42 brand. So you're smiling at me. Have we got a new owner? I'm just taking the reins.
I rate it. I rate the variant. I like the fact we're bringing, as in the 21st century, we're very inclusive to all you know, genders and that sort of stuff, and we're approaching.
Keep going. Women's rights.
Women's rights. 42 for the women.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I like that algorithm. I think
Yeah.
it'd be something we can run with.
Yeah.
So
having started at this new job, how are you finding it?
finding it good. It was such a nice change up from our old place, but we definitely I think we definitely realised one thing within starting this new place is that we do want to do our career of what we like our main goal. We want to do it a little bit sooner, and I feel like we need to do it a bit sooner.
Yeah.
Speaking to Caleb and J-Top in the next couple of days, a couple of the boys that I've just met over the years that are going to walk us through the ins and outs of some NFTs and how to do like online stuff. So we can try and get overseas a bit quicker, because I think the Gold Coast has provided me with a lot of things, and I'm forever grateful for the Gold Coast.
Absolutely.
I think right now it's our time to start getting out of our comfort and getting out of the status quo and the normal. So Toppy wants to get us over in Denmark. He said I'll have you out of the country by August.
Well, I mean, Denmark's done.
What are you two boys looking all surprised for?
Just the ad.
Oh, the ad with Boss Coffee, guys.
You want to get a close up on that,
You got
Lockie?
it facing the camera.
You want to get a close up on that? Boss Coffee. Help yourself. AJ was a massive fan. We brought in a new one. We've just tried the latest one. Oh, should we just got titled? Yeah, two new ones.
Yeah.
We went from the vanilla latte into. Everyone thinks I'm taking the piss, but these guys are actually like we're in the works with a sponsorship with this now. But this one is iced latte flash brew, 52 calories. Help yourself. You boys. Actually, Tyrone, you're not a coffee drinker. You come here. Give us your rating.
Out of 10.
Yeah, out of 10. What did you rate your coffee?
Solid 10.
Hey.
I don't drink coffee,
Nice.
but it's like just goes
It's
down
good,
like water.
You heard it
Real
here
good.
first.
Real good.
Lockie, you gave it what?
9.8.
9.8.
Yeah.
No, room for improvement there.
Yeah. It's a very good
Nothing's got a
coffee.
10.
But
No, it's great.
yeah,
Yeah.
Boss Coffee, help yourself. Number one canned coffee in Japan. Back to the program.
Back to the program. Quick ad.
Yeah. But yeah, I just think that we're realizing more and more of what we want to do, and very interesting.
It's a good filler, and I think down the track I'd love to open a bar at some point in my life. I think that'd be quite cool, because I do love it. But no,
A StayWavy bar.
A StayWavy bar, if you will.
Shit.
No,
Can I just ask you just quickly, where did StayWavy come from?
I don't know. I had it as my Instagram bio for quite some time.
You like a good Instagram bio.
Like I just wanted like a witty one, or one that people kind of go, oh, that's kind of cool.
Who's someone who's a notorious one out of your mates, or someone that you know, like an influencer or something, that has had the same Instagram bio for like 10 years?
I don't know.
I'm going to give a quick shout out.
Yeah, go on.
Amelia Harris
Oh, yeah.
has had Be the Unforgettable one since I met Zane.
Fair enough.
2013, 2012. Be the Unforgettable one has been. So quick shout out, Amelia. Change your bio, man.
That's a good one though. Be the Unforgettable one. So you should.
Yeah, we might get that put up on a t-shirt for Stay Wavy.
Yeah, just steal it from her. Just have her name in the corner.
AH.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So get over to England a bit quicker. I think if anything, it's broken the cycle of being so comfortable in one workplace, and it's gotten the ball rolling for us, I think.
Yeah, I definitely think that the older I sort of get, the more I realise that I want to go experience different shit.
Yeah.
I want to go, especially like Top, you're talking about Denmark.
Yeah,
like, Denmark
for
is
sure.
such a vibe.
Yeah.
They're the only country in the world that's completely forgotten about COVID.
Yeah.
Like just even getting over there, speaking to different people.
Yeah.
Learning another language.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. And
Yeah.
we're not getting any younger, that's for sure.
No way. And I think the last.
You're about to be 24.
Okay. Okay.
See, someone's uncomfortable with their age.
I think when you're younger, all you want to be is like old, and then you reach the age
Like 21.
of like 21, and you're kind of like, this is cool, yeah, like I'm old now, and
then it stops.
and then you get to 24, and you kind of go, okay, slow
slow
down. Especially because the last year's been pretty blank. You couldn't have really travelled. That you feel like you miss out a bit.
Well, we definitely did. Whether ScoMo on that one or admit, we definitely did.
Yeah.
I feel like we definitely did miss out on that.
Yeah.
Just want to give a quick shout out, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Maddie Robinson.
Yes.
For resharing. Caleb Bruni shared resharing. A couple of the boys that reshared Stay Wavy's first episode. So guys, just if you could you don't have to, but if you do enjoy.
If you
the
do
podcast,
enjoy listening, let us know. I love the feedback. I love hearing
Subscribe.
your thoughts and, you know, some topics that you may want to hear or my opinions on. And because a lot of people, I feel like, you know, our age,
Can relate.
they can relate, and they've got a lot to say, but they've not got the platform to say it. And I think, you know, if you want me to discuss something or talk about a topic, I'm more than happy to.
Yeah, 100%. And that was something that was sort of a bit of a cool moment for me, like seeing the boys share it. You know, you didn't have a whole lot, like not a whole lot of mates of yours, I guess, shared it or showed love.
No, I didn't actually. I didn't have anyone share it on Instagram, which is actually quite sad.
Well,
but I take that with a grain of salt, and you know, I had a couple of people message me saying they're very proud of me, which is very nice, and that's all. I don't ask for a share.
Yeah.
But it was really refreshing to see your mates share I haven't even met half of them, share my podcast. That was really, really nice.
The difference with I was with my mate Brock Hamill, notorious redhead around the Gold Coast. Probably see him tearing it up down at Owen Park of a Sunday afternoon. But we were talking to him about it today, and I was saying how when I started 42, I think I had over 580 shares, I think it was, of the first podcast.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
It was insane. Like the Facebook, the Instagram, everything just popped.
Yeah.
And I think it's so tricky because like blokes just don't get jealous of each other, of their mates doing well.
No, not at all.
I think your friends couldn't be more jealous, so to speak.
Look, like, I think people get a little bit confused with, I have like two or three like best friends, and that I would go to for anything, and I don't necessarily need to see those people every day. It's one of those friendships, you know, that you don't have to see them every day to be friends.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people, like, I get along with a lot of people, but I don't know if I'd go out of my way to hang out with a whole bunch of them. I just don't need.
Yeah.
I don't feel the need to. I'm quite fine on my own.
Yeah, I definitely think that as you get older, it's one of those things, you know.
Well, your friendship group just gets smaller and smaller as you get older.
How many true friends you got, Tyrone?
He's thinking.
A few.
Yeah, because
a
a lot of the boys that you're mates with, we played footy with, like, you know, Burley.
Yeah.
It's a different culture.
So that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I was showing Raquel the photos of us, like, under 12s.
Yeah,
like
as kids.
Me and Tyrone went up to the Sunshine Coast. Remember that?
Yeah.
We went up to the sunny coast to play Southeast. We got picked for Southeast Queensland.
Yeah.
We went up and played that. We wore the 7 and the 12. did some damage on that right edge. a few halfbacks that quit footy after that.
Yeah.
You know, but no, it's just so different. And I wish I could understand.
Look, growing up as a female and male friendships are very different.
Sorry to cut you there.
Yeah, all good.
You want to cut that AC?
You're cold.
I'm freezing.
You're a bit cold, honey.
You got purple feet.
Me? No.
Sorry to cut you there.
Don't look at my feet.
Hey, shout out. Shout out Tamsin Hallertau.
Oh, 10 toes down. No, bro.
Yeah, continue.
No, male and female friendships are extremely different.
Yeah.
You know, and I also think the different friendship groups, like the diverse range of people, on the north end of the Gold Coast compared to the southern end is completely different as well.
You're very spot on, and you've touched on a topic that I really believe is 100% correct.
Yeah, for sure.
The northern end of the Gold Coast, I reckon if you get a lot of, I'm not going to say, because a lot of the boys are from Coomera and that sort of stuff. Like they're real good fellas.
That's middle.
Yeah, a little bit more inland, you know.
Yeah.
But I think the school you went to is just the area you grew up in. Like it was there's a lot of soft little privileged rich kids.
Yeah, precious.
Yeah, very precious.
I think is the right word.
Like Zane was the richest kid we knew. And the thing is with Zane is that you were always welcome in his.
Yeah, for sure.
All the boys were.
Yeah.
I stayed there for 2-3 odd months.
Yeah.
I lived on bouncing from room to room, whoever wasn't home. You know. Yeah.
A lot of people. For those who don't know, I went to a private Anglican school.
Yeah.
And I'm not dissing it by any means. I'm very grateful for going to a private school. I think it's definitely got its perks. Smaller classes. You know absolutely everyone in your grade, first and last name. And you all kind of become a team towards the end of your schooling years.
Yeah,
but,
and they all support your podcast.
Well, yeah, kinda. I got some people lurking, but I think they'll well, as long as they're listening.
Yeah.
But no, I think growing up down this end of down the other end of the coast, going to an all Anglican religious school, it was a good thing. But you grow up very naive, and everyone around you is very it's a private school. A lot of people are wealthy. A lot of wealthy kids go there, and it gives you this perception of life that's different.
There was no struggle.
No struggle, and you leave school with being so naive, and we got in trouble, had to write lines for not wearing hats into school.
Oh Jesus!
That's not an issue in today's society.
See, and
you're not going to take that into the real world.
Well, the thing is with PBC is they were such problem solvers. The alternative to not wearing a hat was put sunscreen on.
Yeah.
I literally remember teachers walking around with a bottle of sunscreen. Chuck some sunscreen on. You
Yeah.
chuck it over your face, you're good to go.
Yeah.
It's just, the fact that I've talked to you about Corey.
Yeah.
Shout out Corey Walker. He'd be on a train at 5:30 a.m. to get to Robina Station at 6. Get on a bus to link up with me.
Yeah.
And we'd be on the bus. We'd get to training. 20 to 7. We get back on the bus. We get on the bus 20 to 7. We'd be at school 7:10, 7:30.
Yeah.
We'd go train. We've done all this before.
You put in the hard work.
Well, we've done all this before school's even started. We've done a gym session. We're all sitting around we had a lot more struggle, and I think that's why we appreciated a lot more.
For sure.
We appreciated simplicity, and I think when you guys come out of school, you get to a point where it's oh shit, I gotta work this job, this is hard work, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Whereas with us, hard work was just so second nature to us, and I always say to you, how I like to live is if you know that you've had an absolute genuine crack in every single day, you were kind to every single person that you came into contact with, you should be able to let your head hit the pillow at night and go to sleep stress free.
No, I can't agree more.
Yeah, and that's just how we were taught throughout school, and this is a school where a lot of kids are from Housing Commission. A lot of kids, are turning.
They roughed it.
Well, that's the thing. You went to school. You were at this school where the teachers weren't teachers to you. That they were role models. They tell you how it was. I remember teachers literally swearing in your face and being so fiery because they wanted you to be a good bloke.
Well, setting you up for the real world, I think.
Literally, I specifically remember a day where I lied to our coach about doing an assessment. Yeah. And this is a little shout out to Palm Beach. I lied. So he had a rule: if you did certain things, you got a 400-meter bear crawl. So you had to crawl on all fours around the 400-meter track. Yeah. And you had to hand an assessment in. And basically, I didn't hand the assessment in. I was late, and I said I did it. So he gave me a 1,200-meter bear crawl, and I had to crawl around this oval for the whole period. And he said that's the most anyone's ever done. And it was that was little things like that.
Well, it teaches you then,
Well, I tell you what, I never lied again to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did my assignments on time. There was just so there'd be boys up the back of the bus on game days doing their assessment because it was you don't do your assessment, you don't play football.
Yeah, for sure.
There was little things that they made you do in order, and that was our struggle. Yeah.
Our school, my mum put me into learning support because I didn't grow up a religious kid by any means, and I'd rather I struggled with my learning a little bit. I wasn't a very academic kid, but I thrived in creativity. Yeah. And sport. So she'd rather put me in learning support so I can just finish up on some assignments or get some extra help rather than going to church because we had to go to church twice a week at this school and they just pumped the you have to go for an OP, you have to go to university, and they kind of pumped it into us that you have to be you have to go to university to be successful in life. So coming out of that, I graduated 7 years ago, but coming out of that, you've got this perception on life where you think, shit, I have to go to university, I have to spend all this money on HEC debt to be successful in life, otherwise I'm going to be living on the street and I'm going to be a bum and all the rest of it, which is, it's so hard.
So bullshit.
Yeah, and I would love to go back to that school and talk about
some of the shit
talk about some of the shit that I had to go through and the lessons that I've learned over the last few years, I've done a couple of diplomas and stuff, and I've tried university. Yeah. Because that was actually a prerequisite. We had to apply for university in our final year of school.
That is fucked up.
It was compulsory.
That is fucked up.
And, you know, like I had multiple meetings with like the counsellor about my OP, and he predicted what I was going to get, and it was shared, and, you know, like, and we had to select courses that we were going to apply for and stuff. And I just kind of went, this is not what I want to do though. But they hammer it so hard into your parents too, that your parents start to get brainwashed by them too.
100%. And that was the thing with my mum.
Yeah.
My mum was always, like, they tried to drill what I wanted to do in grade 10. But the thing is with PVC is they do it in grade 10 and they get a rough idea of if you're going to do it or not.
Yeah.
And then grade 11, grade 12 comes around, that's when they start suggesting certificates, trades, alternative options for you.
See, I would much rather have done a certificate within my high school.
Like you and I graduated grade 12. Difference being, I graduated with personal training qualification.
And I graduated with an OP 18.
Yeah.
And that's shit out.
And the thing is, you're so much more intelligent than what I am. You would smoke
That's
me
nice.
in every form of education.
Thank you.
Well, I'm under no illusion that I'm not the smartest kid, but I like in terms of like book smart.
Yeah.
You pick things up a lot quicker than what I do.
Yeah.
But the fact that I've got a qualification in personal training.
Yeah.
When I graduated school, I got qualifications in like different building certificates.
See, we had to they had the so did you do the certificates like as a subject?
Yeah. So I did Cert 3 in hospitality when I was in grade 10.
Yeah.
10 and 11, and then when I got to grade 11, I did Cert 3 in fitness, and then I got to grade 12, I did Cert 4 in fitness.
See, we had a business program where you can, you go to the classes after the school's finished, but your parents pay something like 10 grand for this course.
That's fucked.
So
thank you.
Yeah, and like it starts at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, goes to like 5:30, and you do it like every second day or something every week.
Yeah.
And you can come out with a business certificate, but you don't. And
I think Cert 3 in business or diploma in business?
I'm not too sure. I know that it gave them like a guarantee. I don't think Queensland does OP anymore, but it gave you like a guaranteed OP 10.
Yeah. That's fucked.
And then you didn't have to do QCS, but like you had to pay money for the certificate.
Yeah.
But did you
paid $400 for your Cert 3. And you
See,
paid
that's
$400
great.
For Cert 4.
That's what more schools should be doing.
Yeah.
Cause
The Cert 3 in hospitality was free.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing is, as well, is like you could do business and that sort of stuff, but business was a bit tricky because the person who taught business had never like done business before, so it was a bit hard to cop. But I it's so crazy to think that I graduated with those certificates, but
but I graduated with nothing, literally nothing.
I've got a few things I can chuck straight on my resume.
Yeah.
Boom. We both can put a Queensland certificate of education.
Yeah.
And I can chuck the certificates on there.
Yeah.
But it's a bit tricky.
It's now ATAR.
What is it?
They swapped OP for ATAR.
Oh, that's right.
It's ATAR now. I don't. That's what Sydney or
New South Wales.
New South Wales is doing. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I can't keep up to date with that.
Oh man, the education system's outdated anyways.
I
we went out a different avenue, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like it.
I know. Just start rambling, don't we?
Yeah, well, you and I can talk what is it?
You can talk to a brick wall, as I like to say.
Literally good.
What have I got on my list here? So, little bit of news. We're going off the piss for a year.
Hey!
Yeah! Yay!
This one? Oh.
Nah, I got the wrong button again.
Is this one?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But unpopular opinion, alcohol's a bit outdated.
Well, I just think, like...
Nah, I probably I sound like a fuckwit saying that, and I know I do, but I don't know. We had a bit of a breakdown at Sunny Coast.
I think alcohol has affected you and I for a very long time, and I think we both had our fair share of a good bender over the last few years, and I think we both drank enough to sink a ship. But
you and I bonded. That was one of our big bonding stages. That's what we bonded
over, isn't it?
When we were just mates.
Yeah, we went through our partying phase together, didn't we?
You'd come over, get a couple of bottles of Savvy,
sink a few bottles of wine.
Yeah, and then we just go out and just get up to mischief.
Yep.
Hey.
Yeah.
Where true relationships start.
I know.
Yeah, for me, I obviously did last year, and it was the best year of my life. And I said that to you when we got off. I said it was the best year of my life by a country mile, and there was one major factor, and it was getting off alcohol. I think that for me, I don't think I'm outgrowing it, but I think I'm just not ready to
not ready to pick it back up again.
Not yet. I don't think I'm mature enough.
You gave it a go, didn't you? Like at the end of the year, you had another drink, and just to see what happened or how you felt, because you don't know until you do it, you know.
Yeah, and you'll be the first to vouch for this.
Yeah.
You'd probably remember when I said to you, you watched me when I had my first drink. So
Yeah.
little story of how I had my first drink. You boys will like this. We had Aperol Spritz. We were making Aperol Spritzes.
Yeah.
And basically,
You drank it in about 3 gulps.
drank it in about 3 gulps. And literally, I think every time we drank,
Yeah.
we'd often get a bit of wine, get a nice little cheese board happening.
Yeah, red wine.
I'd go through it like that. Like,
Yeah.
I just sink
scull
it.
it.
Yeah, because I wanted to feel the feeling of being pissed. And then
Yeah.
people will probably say that that's just an alcoholic. And
But
I'm
that's
like,
what
I'm
you always
under no
did
illusion.
though. Like you always,
Mm.
you were notorious for, you know, sinking beers, like just sculling them one
Well, like,
after
it's
another.
just, it was the environment I was in. I never was
Yeah.
taught. See, I won't go too much depth into it, but my dad's a bad, he's got a bad tendency with alcohol, and I haven't
Yeah.
spoken to my old boy in,
Long time.
yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
And my mum I never saw drink,
Mm.
saw drink, and because of such a bad side with what was happening
Yeah.
with dad and that, I never saw my mum drink, and
Mm.
full credit to her, because I know there was times she definitely wanted to, you know, but we used to get so scared because we saw a different side of it with our dad.
Yeah, she wants to protect you.
Yeah, so I never saw my mum drink as a
No.
kid, never. And it used to scare me every time she, because I thought people just turned into fuckwits when they
Yeah.
got on the piss. Not wrong. But yeah, I never saw my mum drink, so I was never really shown how to drink. And like, I think growing up, like, I was taught how to like sip beers, but like I'd
Yeah.
often, like every time we got into like with footy, I remember being 16 and drinking with like the boys, you know, footy, and it was always about who could scull the most.
Yeah.
Who could put
It's
back
like
as many beers.
What's it?
Footy culture.
If it's footy culture, but it's, you know,
A rite of
who
passage.
can be the best guy.
Literally, and like that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like Gav touched on it very. I can hear the nail on the head in one of my previous podcasts. It's a rite of passage.
Yeah.
Like if you can, whoever sinks the most piss, that's your ticket into the boys. You're one of the boys if you can. I think he summed it up by saying if you could get into a punch up,
Yeah.
you could sink the most piss and you could land a girl.
Yeah.
You're one of the boys. That's Western culture's rite of passage. I don't necessarily think that's everyone, but it was a lot of the groups that I was in. I think, you know, it was sort of about how much you could drink.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I don't frown upon it because some of the memories I had were fucking unreal.
Well, you
Like-
can't buy memories.
Yeah, Bailey Gerard, number 1 person to drink with, hands down. Actually, close, Taintil Picky, close.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
Actually, Ezra as well, now that I come to think
Yeah,
of it.
name all the boys.
Bodie Burt too. There's a few goodies. There's a few goodies I could drink with till the cows come home, but they
Yeah.
were always really fun. But like, I think the thing that was just so hard was that like I could just never sip a beer.
No.
I'd always have to scull.
I find that, like, for me, you're always constantly chasing a good night.
Yeah.
But not every night is going to be the same.
A cracker.
And I think when it's
Well-
not, it's the biggest letdown ever. The anxiety the next
Mhm.
day is something shocking.
Well-
you know, and if you're not in a good mental space to begin with, and then you go out and have a drink, the depression and anxiety the next day is just hits
it's
the ground.
amplified.
It's so bad. Like,
Yeah.
it's just heightened by 1,000.
Yeah. The biggest thing for me was that like I think out of that, because over January, what do you reckon we drank? Maybe 8 times,
Yeah, probably 8 times.
8,
yeah.
9 times.
I don't think I ever got. I've been slowly weaning off it.
Yeah.
Like
You have
since
been.
about July.
You have been.
That I think the last time I had like a big night out was in October, like the start of October,
Yeah.
end of September, last year, and I've just slowly been weaning myself off it because I just don't feel the need to go out and party like I used to. I'm quite content,
Well, see,
you know.
what one thing I wanted to do, like when we started dating, is I remember we had a Christmas party and I went there with you, and I just couldn't vibe with anyone because I don't fuck with people that
Yeah.
are pissed. You know, I shouldn't say I don't fuck with people. I do fuck with people, but I just don't. I can't get into a conversation.
Yeah.
I can't go back and forth because I'm like, oh, is this bloke even gonna remember
Well,
this?
it's always awkward when, you know, you're the sober one in
Yeah.
a massive environment where there's like
fucking oath. it
90% of the people are pissed as, and
is. Yeah.
you're the only sober one, and like try and have a conversation with them, and they're, you know, off on their tangent or they're hyped up or something, and you're just kind of like, oh, just get me home.
Yeah, literally, the big
you know?
sweaty arm comes around and.
Yeah,
but-
it's sloppy.
Yeah, but I think the thing was that night when you were having a couple of drinks, I thought I'd love to have a couple of drinks with her. you
Yeah.
know, and just let her hair down. But like for me, I just don't. That's that. I don't know if I've just outgrown it or what, or if I'm not mature enough because I just can't. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not something I want to do. And like you watched me.
Yeah.
Out of those 9 nights or 9 nights that we drank throughout January,
Yeah.
I think we had one cracker,
Yeah.
one
we did,
good night.
That was it, really.
And that was it. And I don't like that 10% ratio. You know, you
it's
got a
not
1
good
in,
enough.
well, you got a
know?
1 in 9% chance. of having a good night on the piss. Like, I don't like those odds.
No.
I'm a big stats guy, and I don't like those statistics.
No, not at all.
I think I know I've got some issues at the moment in terms of anxiety and that sort of stuff that I need to get on top of. And I am in seeing someone at the moment. We're seeing them next Wednesday, actually.
Yeah. That's
and
good. That's like good for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Obviously, you got the first thing is identifying it and being aware of it and that sort of stuff. And I know I've got some issues that I've got to get on top of because you see it more than anyone. We're connected to the hip these days. That's another thing as well. I don't know. To all the boys out there as well, I keep fucking giving me shit. I'm under no illusion.
You've got the love bug.
I'm under no illusion. I wish I could help. I wish I could help it, but the heart wants what the heart wants.
Yeah. Sorry, boys.
But yeah, like in terms of that, like I just don't have like I'm just not being able to cope.
Yeah.
With it, and I think we sort of reached a breaking point. Not a breaking point, but we were up at the sunny coast and just recently, and we had a couple of each night. I think we drank.
Well, we had we were kind of we lived such a high quick pace, fast paced lifestyle for the last year. We just wanted some time just to relax and do nothing. So two of the nights that we were away, we actually stayed in bed and just watched TV.
Yeah, that's it, and that's the thing. Like
just had a couple of drinks and
what's Too Hot to Handle?
Too Hot to Handle, and on the third night, we went to a brewery up there. Just went for some drinks and some food, and then I think we both just got to the point where I was in such a shit headspace. I think after I have about 3 or 4 drinks, I go into this headspace where, my whole world is crashing down.
Yeah.
For some reason, and that's probably because and like you were a bit tipsy.
It's so funny because I only had like 4 drinks.
Yeah.
5 drinks.
Yeah.
But because I'm like 20 kilos
your tolerance has gone way down.
Yeah, and then I think you said to me like what'd you say?
No, I think you were just like rambling on to the Uber driver, and then I, which was fine. It was funny.
Fuck.
But you were
to do that.
I think you were slurring a couple of words, and then I was like, "You're a bit litty," and I said it like that, and then I think you took that the wrong way, and we were both just like, "Ah, shit." We both had a bit of a breakdown, had a bit of a cry. And,
fuck, I'm sharing too many tears.
He loves to be an
days.
emotional guy.
Yeah,
I think that's a good thing though. I'd rather you be like that than cold.
I don't know. I think there's a deeper meaning behind it.
For sure.
I think and that's what I'm looking forward to getting sorted with this.
Well, obviously, that topic triggers you quite a bit.
It's a very, very unspoken thing with me. I was never really. I shouldn't say I wasn't really shown. I was really shown how to, but I don't know. Just it's a very touchy subject with me. That whole thing. That night at the brewery, like I remember thinking, like, because when someone says that to me, like I don't know, you boys could probably vouch for it as well. When someone said, there's boys in the studio for those that listen to the audio version. You boys could probably vouch for this as well. And there's nothing worse than when you're on a night out and someone goes, "Oh, you're fucked." Like, you're fucked.
You overthink it way too much.
Yeah. It makes you feel like shit.
And so I was thinking to myself, it's just me and Raquel. Like, I need to pull this shit together. Like, what are you doing? So I just pushed my drink to the side. I went to I said I'm going to the toilet. I went and sculled like 3 cups of water.
Yeah.
Came back, had a feed, and like just in such a shitty mood because I was like, fuck, I'm too fucked. And then just started overthinking massively, and that's the first sort of sign.
Yeah.
I think I said to you, I wish we could drink.
I think he said to me, I wish we could drink. I wish you could just drink with me like we used to, and I think that triggered me a bit because I was like, fuck, I've grown so much from who that girl was 2 years ago, and you saying that you want to drink with me like I used to, like that, I'm not the same person, like by any means, and
I think we both aren't.
No way, and there's no way that I'm ever drinking like that again, or being that girl again. That's a girl that had a lot to learn, but
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was
just triggered us both, I think, and I think we both just came to the conclusion. Like I said to you, I've been thinking since like Christmas time that I want to go off it. Yeah,
because we were gonna get off it. When I first drank.
Yeah.
And I said I had anxiety the next day.
Yeah. And that would have hit you tenfold too, because that's the first time you've been back.
Yeah. Like, it felt like I poisoned my body. It felt like I'd done something terrible to myself.
And you actually broke out in a massive red rash.
Yeah, literally. Like, my body started breaking out, like, in rashes.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But, like, that night, I think, I remember you saying, like, I want to be able to enjoy, like, you can have a couple of drinks, and I think you were trying to be on that train, because the thing is, there's nothing better than having a couple of drinks.
Well, it's so socially accepted.
100%.
And, a lot of people might disagree with us or whatever, but I think the way that things are going in the modern day, I think people are steering more away from alcohol and getting into health and wellness, or you know, like people might dabble in other things that open you up to the spirituality of life.
Yeah, like mushrooms and shit like that. Like
absolutely.
I'm really keen to sort of get back and start trying different psychedelics when we get with Toppy.
Yeah,
like,
that kind of scares me a little bit.
It does, but like it's all part of it, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's all linked, and I think that if you're keen, if you can try alcohol, you can try mushrooms.
Yeah.
You know, and Chris Theo, he'll be the first to tell you about it. Like he loves that shit.
Yeah.
Like he can't like rate it high enough, and like the benefits of it, like it's been proven to like decrease like PTSD and shit like that, like, and like it decreases anxiety, depression. It stops you thinking so much about everything, and just you're a bit more understanding that we're all in this. This is not the end of it. You know what I mean? Like we're in a much bigger picture.
Well, it kind of I don't know what the word is. Like you're not scared anymore. You know,
because you know that this is like you understand that shit. This is not even it. Like this is where's part of a much bigger picture here.
Yeah, and there's so much more to life.
Yeah, 100%.
That's kind of what brings me back to like living on the Gold Coast. I feel so sorry for people that are just so content with living here.
Yeah.
And that have never travelled and stuff, because there's such a big world out there that there's to, like, you know, that you can to explore and meet different people, and that kind of brings me back to the friend thing as well. That there's like there's billions of people in this world, and one little person or a couple of people that might have an issue with you or what you're doing, you know, here and right now, that's not going to mean anything in a year when you've met like, you know, hundreds of new people overseas. You're not even going to remember it.
Because I think a lot of people you're friends with are tied. You've been tied to them for years. You know, like
for sure. You know,
you've just been linked to them within different friendship groups and that. But on the wrap up the topic of the alcohol and that, this week we're doing a year and that's, and you know we're very content to see what we can do in that year. Yeah. Like I think once we get overseas it'll be a different vibe once we get over there.
I think both of our mental states will be a little bit different when we get over there. And
definitely.
You know, like new things, new places to explore. You're excited all the time.
Get over to Denmark. Weed's legal there too.
I want to go to. I went to Amsterdam when I travelled Europe a couple of years ago.
Fuck yeah! I got to Amsterdam.
And honestly,
little joint and coffee.
Amsterdam is the most livable place on this earth. They are so far forward than any other country. It's crazy.
Well, like just even like literally like imagine like going to go get a coffee. Yeah. And like buying a joint too.
So there's a difference between a coffee shop and a cafe. A coffee shop, I think it's the coffee shop that
sells bud?
It doesn't sell coffee. It just sells weed.
Yeah.
And there's all these different strains on this wall.
Do you boys smoke? You know?
They're like, nah.
You boys are nerds, eh?
Always clean.
Hey?
Always clean.
Always clean.
Yeah, good man. Nah, we dabble in here and there, but I don't know. I just think find a better alternative than drinking, I guess. But you know, that's one thing I look forward to, getting overseas, where in countries where it's accepted. Yeah. And you don't have to try and hide it.
It's so different to here. We are so far behind. It's not funny.
Well, I was talking to someone. Who was I talking to the other day? It said it'll be legal by July. Someone was saying
they've been saying that every year.
Yeah, there's a chick who keeps running for MP, and she keeps saying.
Well, every time this might be an unpopular opinion, but every time I vote, I always vote for the sex and marijuana party, because I just go, you know what? I hate all the other politicians. I don't know too much about it, but
it's always a young person too.
It's always a young person that's promoting it, and I go, you know what? That's the future.
Yeah, fucking oath it is.
Let's go. All right, guys, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Second podcast in.
It's your second podcast.
Yeah, mine. You've helped me again.
Hey, always. Well done.
Thanks.
Well done.
Thanks.
How do you boys reckon that went?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
any suggestions? You boys are perched up. You boys look both so funny
some
right
criticism? Now. Yeah. We got an audience, ladies.
Just a happy director.
Any criticism?
No.
Any
Probably
tips?
just don't wear sunnies inside.
He looks like a hype beast.
To be fair.
Major. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Though. I got a big light beaming on my face.
Yeah. You look quite nice. New shirt, new shoes.
Yeah, quick shout out to Billy Bones.
Yeah.
It's little vibey brand.
It's a fresh shirt like that.
Yeah, vibey. I just got a nice material too, light. Yeah. It's been fucking stinking hot lately.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
You boys got aircon at yours?
Portable.
Oh
aircon.
yeah.
Portable, yeah. I've
Needed
not
a.
got
sorry,
aircon at mine.
Yeah.
I actually don't really know. I might be swimming in the pool halfway through the night tonight.
Literally, I might be ducking out in the middle of the night and have a quick cold shower.
Yeah.
I'm not.
The cold water's not even cold, to be
The
honest
cold
with you.
water's warm.
The cold water's warm. You can't get away from it.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Well,
Now, how are you going to do your outros?
I don't know. Try some things out.
Yeah,
Just try them live. Just go for it.
Just go for it.
Yeah, go.
All right. You put me on the spot now.
Everyone can just vote what they prefer.
What I like to do, look, you don't have to use it.
Go on.
I like to thank the guests for coming on.
Yeah,
and I like
yeah,
to do
yeah.
any little updates I've got coming up, and then say you guys have a great week, please.
Yep. All right. Well,
You can do it. You
can
don't
copy
have
that.
to. Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Say no more, baby girl.
I'll be doing podcasts every second week, I
Mhm.
think. I think the next one I'd like to get my best friend on, Mariah. I'd love to get her on. Me and her have got plenty of shit to chat. We've
I'm
been
keen to hear this.
we've
This chick has got a she's dating a dude called Sam Souza.
no, I don't know I'm not too sure what his last name, but he's It Souza on TikTok.
He's got 3.5 mil.
And he's just known for doing good deeds. He's
Yeah.
a fantastic guy, and he's known for going around taking like home. I think the other day
Yeah.
he took a homeless guy.
Seems
to
like a proper funny
Dreamworld.
cunt too.
Yeah.
Like he's
No, he's
seems like a
really
good
he's
fella.
really nice, and I'm so happy for her. You know, me and her have been through the ringer together, and we've both found love at the same time. Start sweating. Nah.
Sunny's
Thank you so
alright.
much for coming on.
Not a problem. Pleasure.
Really appreciate it.
Anytime.
Well, we'll see you back next time.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Peace.